It's Chris here from L3D, and I've got a really interesting one for you today. This is something you might not have thought you could do, but you can actually take an anodized aluminium can of drink and you can engrave your own personalized designs onto it, and you can either give it as a gift or sell them. Either way, I'm going to take you through the full process today, so stick around and I will show you how. Cheers. You'll see I do have a can of Pepsi Max. I like these in particular because they are black and it means it comes out really nice. This particular one is full, but you can empty it if you're really worried about it. What I will say, my experience, I've done this loads of times and it has never even come close to penetrating, so you're okay. And what I will be doing today is I'll be putting images on all of these open spaces here, showing you my settings, showing you the full process, and hopefully at that point you'll be able to do this yourself and then you can make some cool things with this. Other point to note is you'll see there are some smudges on this, so get yourself a 99.9% isopropyl alcohol, give it a spray, give it a wipe, clean it up, and then make sure when you engrave you've got a nice clean surface. So let's move over to placement. In terms of placement, unfortunately, if you just try and rest it on the side like that, it will move. You can use the cutting plate, and I have done that, and you can balance it on the cutting plate, but it does make it a bit harder to get it exactly where you want. So I will be using my self-centering jig today because it allows me to clamp it into one place and then rotate it if needs be. So I'm going to sit it directly in where the base plate would normally go. Then we are going to take our can, we're going to open it up, position it, lock it on there, and as you can see I can now adjust it precisely and exactly where I need it to be, and I'm going to position it as well so that we have a nice big bit of space to engrave on. Now that we have our can positioned, you'll see the two dots, the red and the blue dot, are not overlapping, which means the laser focus is not quite manually set. So using the knob on the side here, turning it clockwise will make the head go up, turning it anti-clockwise, so this way will make it go down. In this case we need to go up, I believe, so I'm going to turn it clockwise until those two dots are joined, and as you can see they are. Let's move over to xTool Studio. So here we are on xTool Studio. The first thing we want to do is click that new project button in the top right, and that will open up a new screen. You'll hear your machine beep when it connects, and also it should refresh and take a picture. So earlier on you saw we did do a manual focus of the laser, but what you can also do if you click on this A button with the ruler next to it, that will do an auto measure, and I'll do that right now. And what it'll do is it'll turn the lights off in your machine, move the laser up and down until it deems that it's far enough, and then you'll probably see it's going to refresh the image right now, and then we are good to go. That means we've now got a number over here. It's deeming that it's 81.6 millimeters away from the focus height, which is good to go. So let's move on to importing our images and getting things ready to go. So this is a black anodized aluminium, and in that case what we're going to do is find a material that's suitable. I always like to use the black metal business card in this case, and the reason we're doing this is so that when we edit our images that we're going to bring in, it's much easier for it to know what type of material it's working with, so it can auto adjust it for us. So there you go, we've changed it to black metal business cards, and off of that what you will see is sometimes it does automatically change the distance there. I would probably run an autofocus. It's something new they've introduced. Run an autofocus just so that you know it is actually the right focus height, and there you go, it's updating itself once again. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to import our first image. This is going to be a WWF, World Wrestling Federation, old school wrestling themed can that we're going to do here, and I've already got some images prepped. I'm also going to show you how to remove the background on those images just so you know what to do as well. So let's move over here and click on the import button, and off of that you'll see I've got a number of different images. We're going to go straight in with my favorite wrestler of all time, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and he is coming in a bit big there, straight onto his abs. I'm going to bring him down onto approximately the right area. So just point to note here, these cans, they are spherical items, which means if you try to engrave something too wide, it's going to bounce off of the curved surface and it won't penetrate. So we have probably a maximum width of, I would guess, probably somewhere around the 25 to 30 millimeter width region, and that's what I'm going to do this one. I'm going to keep it 20. I might go for 35 millimeters there and see how we go. And at the moment you'll see that image is colored. It's not fine-tuned for the material we're working with. So what I'm going to do is I am going to click on the image as I've done, then I'm going to click adjust, and then we're going to do it. But the first thing I want to show you is you'll see this image has no background. But you might be wondering, how do I remove the background from an image? How do I remove the background from an image? So let me show you how to do that first. So one thing I wanted to show you, if you get an image and you're not sure how to remove the background, then I'm going to show you right now. This is a website called Adobe, and this is an Adobe Express part of it. It is free to use. You just come to the link right here, click on upload your photo. And in this case, we've got a photo of Bret Hart, which I'm going to load up. It should automatically remove the background for us, as you're going to see right now. Then all you need to do is click that download button, click it again, and you are good to go. If you see in the top right up there, it is now ready to be used. So now that you know how to remove the background, we'll come back to this and I'll show you what I do to edit these images. So like I said, we've set our material previously. Now we want to click on that adjust button at the top there, and it will bring up a toolbar on the left side. So in the past, you had to manually invert and manually adjust. However, xTool have recently brought in auto adjust, and I think it works absolutely brilliant. So we're going to click that auto adjust button, and you're going to see it's now inverted our image, because when we're engraving onto dark surfaces, we want our colors flipped. Otherwise, it's going to look like a negative photograph. So it's adjusted the contrast, it's adjusted the inversion, and it's just looking ready to go. So now that we've done that, what we want to do is we want to actually apply our material settings. So let's move over to the right hand side here, and now what we're going to do is we're going to remove the previously set materials that I have, and I'm going to find my own custom one that I have prepped. And in this case, I've got a black anodized aluminium. You might have recognized this from a previous video. It's very similar to our business card settings, and in that I have got these settings right here. So 82 dot duration, actually infrared light is our laser type, 82 dot duration, 95% power, 495 DPI. So the important thing I want to stress here is the DPI is quite high. Personally, on cans, I always reduce it down a bit. So I am actually going to take that down to probably 350 DPI, and we'll see how that comes out. It might not look good. It might look good. We'll find out. So let's frame the image and let's see how it looks on the can to make sure everything's square and it's where we want it to be. To frame the image, we are going to go to the bottom right, and you're going to see there are 3 dots. In this case, I'm going to click outline because I want it to show me the silhouette of his body when I'm engraving. We've got the light power set to 10. This is a dark material, so the brighter the light, the better. And then just click on that framing button and let's go over and take a look. So there you can go. Our image is pretty much in a good place there. What I will say is I probably want it positioned more there, just above that barcode, and I might make it a little bit bigger, but overall I'm happy with that position. So because we have actually repositioned it, as you just saw, I am going to refresh the photo by clicking that camera on the right, and you should see, once I unclick the framing button, you should see now that the photo will update the position on the can. That is where we did it. So I am going to make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to try 35 millimeters. This could be a bit of a fail, and what I mean by that is it might be that it's too wide, but we'll try it. So we're happy with that. What we're going to do now is click the process button in the bottom right, and it will tell us how long it's going to take, and in this case it will take 19 seconds. So let me say at this point, this is the first engraving. I'm going to do the other images after, so if you want to see that, make sure you stick around. Let's click start and let's do it. It's also very important to make sure that you have the lid down if you do not own safety glasses. If you have laser safety glasses, you can keep it up. I will be doing that. And also extraction is key in this case, because in this case it will produce lots of fine little bits of aluminium, and we want to make sure it's getting extracted out. Let's do this. So there's our first one. It looks absolutely brilliant. Let's move on to the next. Before we get to those material settings, I just want to say, if you would like to support the channel and have more of these great videos, then please subscribe, because it allows me to push forward and make more of these. Also, if you want to become an L3D supporter, join the channel down below. You get early access to videos, discount to all of our jigs, and also access to me, as well as a beautiful little badge next to your name. So feel free to do that. Let's get on with the video. So we've seen the first one. That looked brilliant. So I'm going to drag that design off of the workspace. That means it will now be ignored by xTool Studio. We are going to import the next one, and this one is going to be Bret Hart, Bret the Hitman Hart himself. And I'm going to refresh the photo on the right over here by clicking that camera icon. It should then show us Stone Cold Steve Austin on the right, and I'm going to try and fit Bret Hart around this area here, and we're going to just squeeze him in there like that, and that should be quite a nice fit. As you can see, the can's not quite straight yet, so we are going to straighten out. But once again, same process as before. Click the adjust button button, click auto adjust. Here we go. Let me show you something. So this is a key lesson to learn. My custom material up here, the xTool software doesn't know that it's a anodized black material. So it doesn't know to actually invert it. So as you can see, it's just made it black and white. It looks totally different. So that would have been a bit of a failure. I'm glad you saw that because you can learn that lesson from me. So what I will do is quickly change that back to the black metal business card setting. Now up here, it's going to say the materials changed. Would you like to re-auto adjust? If I put reapply auto adjust, you'll see now it has actually corrected it. So I'm going to set my material back over here. And then I am going to set that DPI back to 350 because that worked really, really well. And there we go. We are good. I will just click the camera and the autofocus one more time, just so that it knows exactly where it is. There we go. So let's frame it. Once again, we'll move over and we'll see how it looks. So this one's pretty good. I'm going to adjust the jig a little bit just so the bottom is straight. But there we go. Let's get this engraved and see how it looks. That one has also come out really, really well. Stone Cold and Brett looking very good. I think we've got room for another one just there, so I'm going to fit one in there next. Let's do it. So there we go. That's the next one done. Looking brilliant. So let's import our next one in, and this one is going to be Hulk Hogan himself. And I've got quite a cool image of him here, so I'm going to shrink it down. What I will also do is quickly crop the edges so that the bounding box is close to his actual arms. I just like it to be accurate to the size of the photo. There we go. And I'm going to have to quickly change that material back. So if I set my material up properly, you wouldn't have to do this every time, but in this case we do. Let's click on that adjust button, auto adjust. There we go. And we are now going to update that photo camera on the right there. And you'll see Bret Hart there, Stone Cold there. Let's fit Hulkamaniac himself probably around here. I think that'll fit. It's quite tight, but there we go. So let's get him in there. I'm going to straighten the can up because it is very wonky. Let's frame it. Let's do this and let's engrave it again. Hopefully you can see there, it's just about right. I'm just straightening this up a little bit so he fits in there nicely. That should be good. I think we're all right. Or is it a better position there? Actually, that might fit a bit better there. No, we found an even better spot right there. Okay, so that's where we're going to engrave him. Let's do this. So there's Hulk, he's looking good. So we are going to do the WWF logo here, and then we are going to look at the finished results and see what we think. So Hulk has been done. Let's put in our final logo. So I was going to do the Undertaker, but I don't think we've got enough room in this case just to keep it on that same face. So let me refresh that photo again. You should see all of them on there. And we're just going to put this WWF logo right at the top. I think that's about right there. It will look good, I believe. So in this case, I am just going to go adjust. I'm going to manually invert it, and it does look a bit crazy. We're going to click that grayscale button as well. And I might up the sharpness just a little bit like that. There you go. So what we'll do now is we will frame it and we'll engrave it, and then we'll look at the end results and we'll see what we think. So there you go. We have our WWF logo. I'm just going to adjust the can a little bit so that it is lined up well. I think that's good enough looking at it. So let's engrave. So here we have our finished WWF can. As you can see, it is super easy, and I hope you can see the potential in this. This is just a standard can. Those settings will work for any photo on probably any can. And if you've got something out of today's video, please like, please subscribe, join the channel as a member if you're really benefiting from it. And once again, have an amazing day. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon.